All right, so we're hanging out with Mary Garner DeVoe. And so we want to do kind of what we call a vendor spotlight. We want to get to know you a little bit. All our Freedom vendor members, we want to kind of let our people know like who you are and things like that. So I had a few questions if you don't mind.
No.
First of all, who are you? What company do you represent? And then I guess the first kind of fun question is like, personally, what is something fun or quirky that no one would ever guess about you? Something fun that we can remember something about you. So give us a little intro and then that first fun question.
Okay. I guess I'm going to really step out there because it's you.
Yes, safe space.
I'm Mary Garner DeVoe, and for about 2.5 years now, I have been the Central Southern Virginia rep for Old Republic Home Protection, which is the third largest home warranty company in the country. A lot of people don't realize that.
I did not know they were that big.
Well,
how long have they been around?
47 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we're not in all 50 states. So to be number 3 and not in all 50 states is pretty.
And didn't you tell me and they don't sell to consumers, like it has to go through the realtor, or can this consumer buy it without a realtor or with you?
They kind of sort of can, but they have to contact me. If they call All Republic directly, they're going to pay more.
Oh, gotcha.
We're big realtor advocates.
Yeah, I know you are. And also you're everywhere. Like I remember I saw on social media, you're like in Hampton Roads, you're in Williamsburg. You put some miles on your vehicle.
Yeah, but it's a cute little car, so it's fun to drive.
Sorry, I wanted to, what's something fun or unique that we would never know about Mary Garner?
Okay, now this is personal, and maybe it's more cocktail talk than business talk.
None of our members drink, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, so I've been married 4 times.
Awesome.
Now,
and I've met your husband, so you got it right. This one's a good one. You're going to keep this one?
So I tell people that up front so that they're not horrified when they find out later, because I mean, I just kissed a lot of frogs and I'm not happy or proud of it, but my husband and I will be celebrating 18 years in a few weeks. Yeah. And by the way, I'm his 4th wife. So as my mother said, thank God for Bob Cologne. He's the only decent man on the planet who's been married as many times as you have.
Well, I've been with you socially together, and you guys are like perfect match. So you're both blessed.
Yeah, we're very blessed.
That is, so is that why do you use, Mary Garner DeVoe, that's like your God-given name, or is there marriage connections to the
No. I had changed my name a number of times, and I wasn't.
And now you're sticking to it.
Again. Well, I said I came into this world Mary Garner DeVoe, and I'm going out Mary Garner DeVoe.
I hear you. Amen. That's awesome. Yeah.
And my sassy daughter also said they were going to give me frequent flyer miles at the social security if I kept it up.
I love it. So before this, so you've been doing this for 2.5 years, and you're amazing at what you do now. Can you tell us briefly, like, what your career path was? Because I feel like that helps us connect to kind of how your journey and you are where you're at today. So.
Well, it for sure does. And I also think, that my career path, my unique career path in this is, adds tremendous value to realtors.
I 100% agree.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I have been licensed. Well, my license is inactive, but I got licensed. I've been in the real estate industry since 1988. I was in sales, and I sold my first year in real estate in a town where I moved. I didn't know anybody, didn't have any kids, nothing. I sold $1 million worth of real estate my first year, which is nothing except for the fact it was.
Well, now it's, crisis 1988 was
39.9,
Yeah, I was like gonna
45,000.
say, it's probably 100 grand houses. So that's actually a lot of volume because there's a lot of units to that.
Oh, well, it was. I mean, I remember when they changed the FHA limits to $67,000 and we
Yeah.
thought we had, so anyway, and then I was like a lot of agents. I didn't run my business ran me. And I
Yeah.
was a single mom by then with 2 kids. And so I went to work for a title company. And
I don't think I knew that. I did
yeah,
not
well,
know
so we went from, and Louisiana is not unlike Virginia in that that's where I was at the time. It's a lawyer state.
Yeah.
So they had 1.5 offices, and I'm a builder. And like 7 years later, when I left, or 6.5 years, we had 7 offices, and it was the largest independently owned title company in the state
Good
of
for
Louisiana.
you. That's awesome.
Well,
And that just teaches you the other side. I feel like there's like, I don't know, 5, 6 sides of a real estate transaction. And I love how you are sitting from the agent piece. Now it's the title piece.
yeah.
I know you're going to keep going with it, but
Well,
I
no,
love
but I mean,
it.
it really and truly, I mean, there are things that liens and judgments and easements and servitudes and right-of-ways and, and the real deal about title insurance and, and abstracts. And anyway, I mean, like, yeah, it's all adds to my bucket. And, the 2 men who were the co-founders of that company, unfortunately, one died in November from COVID. But yeah, the other man, he and his wife are some of our very best friends. So that's cool.
You still keep up with everything and keep up with the trends. Just things change, but yeah.
Well, we saw each other in May. Anyway, and then I got a call from a company no one had ever heard of. And after the title company, I went on to Core and launch. I don't know if I'm not employed or anything. I'm Switzerland. I'm a warranty rep. I don't pay any one company, but I cored and launched 6 Keller Williams franchises up and down the East Coast and did 2 turnarounds, and then was the area director for the company in Washington, DC. And I did that for like 17, 18 years.
And again, you see it from another angle because you recruited agents, you coached, trained, nurtured agents to get through transactions. So it just adds another layer of perspective.
So Drew, and I'm glad I did DC because it was fun living there. I did not enjoy working there. It was just, I think anybody who's seeing this knows that, I mean, I'm a serious worker and I know my stuff, but I also like to have fun. I mean, we work all day so hard or spend so much time, like, let's have a little levity. And it's just the intensity all the time. I did not.
Do you think it's changing? I'm not going too down the rabbit hole, but like with COVID, do you think they're loose? Because I've always thought that, again, no judgment of Northern Virginia, but they always kind of have that, like they're very driven, but they're all like focus. Do you think it's relaxed them in any way?
I was actually in the district, so it's a little different. Anyway, everything was serious. I mean, everything was serious.
Yeah, and Mary, you're so serious all the time.
And I, also what I learned about myself was going from team leader or the creator to that more corporate role. There's nothing wrong with it, but I realized I feed on people. And my bliss is pouring into people. And it was reports and meetings and reports. And that, I'm glad I know that about me. So anyway, and I'm from Richmond, born and raised here, went way far away to college because I knew I would come right back. And then 40 years later, I did. So, but the reason to say all that is, I didn't go looking for Old Republic. I knew the company because that was who most of my agents used that was the company that I knew the best, and I knew the people there because of, 30.
Yeah, interactions with,
Yeah.
yeah,
And the regional vice president, and I have been friends since for 30 years in real
yeah,
estate. And so I was retiring to come home to Richmond, and where my family is. I missed my brother and sister terribly, and you reach a certain age in life, your kids are grown up and gone. And
you got a new grandbaby recently.
yes, 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 yes. So anyway, so my friend was looking for somebody, and she asked me who I knew, and anyway, that's how I ended up.
Yeah,
And what I think is extremely valuable for realtors is, number one, I understand the
yeah,
industry. And when I look at things, my perspective, I mean, my perspective is the agents.
yeah,
My perspective is, how is the consumer going to feel about this?
right.
So, I always tell people, please, why me? Well, I mean, because there are lots of home warranties. Now, they're not all the same, and I would
No.
encourage you to.
I mean, I don't care what type of warranty, whether it's a car warranty or appliance warranty,
Right.
they all have their benefits and their pros and their cons. Like,
Correct.
there's literally
Well, but I think that, first of all, my perspective,
Yeah.
like I will listen to you tell me how awful it is, but I know that without anyone telling me, I know from either having gotten the calls myself as an agent, or my agents having gotten those calls, people aren't happy when things don't work.
Yeah, they get grumpy
And-
when their AC doesn't work and it's 100 degrees outside.
Well, so they're not happy when things don't work. It bumps up a few notches, a lot of notches, when, say, they don't have hot water and they have teenagers who play sports.
Yeah.
And then when people are really like near ballistic is when something's not working and it's their air conditioner and it's hot.
Yeah.
And so I want people to call me. Yeah.
Can I ask you, do you ever get happy phone calls? And I feel like in your job, they just call and complain and like, oh, there's that. Like, how do you have, this isn't one of your questions I kind of prepped for, but how do you have the mindset? Because when you're answering the phone, it's not usually, hey, Mary Garner, I just love you and you're great. It's, hey, Mary Garner, my AC's out and this is my problem. Like, you're consistently, you answer the phone, you're quick to respond to things. Like, how do you get through a day when you know really you're in the complaint department 90% of your day, right?
Well, see, I couldn't, because I don't know at the complaint department.
Right.
No, I'm.
And I love that because I think that's, you flip it the other way.
Well, I'm the problem solving department.
Right, there we go.
There's, if I see myself as the complaint department, then I'm just receiving junk. Okay.
Correct.
If I'm, and also I don't have any power
Right.
But when I'm in the problem solving mode.
Yep, mindset. Yep, I love it.
First of all, I really want to know, like, and I'll ask, okay, so let me make sure, tell me whatever, and then
the details. Yeah.
And then I go into problem solving mode, and here's what I love about. I mean, no, it's not always fun, but what I love about it is, number one, the agents who have experience with me.
Yeah.
They know, they have such faith in me, and that's an honor. That's humbling, that's really because I know, like, realtors aren't making money if they're dealing with HVAC problems and water heaters and dishwashers.
Yeah, the commissions are not attached to those problems.
No, they're losing money, and that needs to be off their plate and out of their hands as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Like, that is not their job. It's something that they make people aware of. I say, you know what? Most of these days, buyers are buying these for themselves.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we were kind of talking about that. Like, I think, because we were talking about, like, hey, what do we think our Freedom members Like, what is our biggest obstacle? It's overcoming the fact, oh, you don't need a warranty, or oh, Mr. Seller or Mr. Buyer doesn't need a warranty, right? And we went through a phase where we were basically waiving everything, home inspections, appraisals. So you mentioned a voucher without saying the name, like, but I thought it was a good point. Like, what would be your piece of advice to our Freedom members that are like, hey, I don't offer warranties in general, or I do occasionally. How do you think they can overcome the objections that they get so they consistently get a warranty with every transaction they have?
Okay, so first of all, honestly, it's not the consumer who says, I don't need it.
Amen to that.
Now,
Because I've heard it with my own ears.
with all due respect to realtors,
Yeah,
when
they
this
just don't know.
well, but when this happened, I mean, it happened so fast. You know, we had a swift market last
Yep.
year, and then come winter, it just went, it went from super fast to frenzy. And thinking about a home warranty was kind of, I mean, people were learning new ways to write contracts, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So Old Republic did a couple of things. One being that we allow home buyers going through a real estate transaction, they can pay for their warranty up to 30 days after the closing without there being a wait period. Because a lot of people, it's like they didn't think about it. Okay.
Right. There's a lot going on, and the rush to get the deal accepted. Also,
I tell agents, you've got to make people aware of it from a personal liability standpoint. You can't.
It's a fiduciary. It's part of the contract. It actually is in there.
Right. Then the other thing that I say is, give them my cell phone number.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't need to know all the details. That's being the warranty expert. That's not your job. That's my job.
Right.
So, and I have a system. So I know exactly what I do with every single person who calls me. I say, Drew, thank you so much. Who gave you my name? Oh, I'm so glad that Kim did. Tell you what I like to do is, please give me your email address, and I'm going to email you a PDF of our coverage and pricing options so that you have it in your hands. And then let's set a time where we can have a phone conversation and go over it and address your specific concerns and questions. And then I take it from there. So there's that. And then philosophically, think about this. People are spending $20,000 over list, or paying the difference between the appraisal and the sales price. They're spending all this money waiving rights and things, and it benefits somebody else.
Correct.
I mean, they want a contract, but none of this benefits them. Why in the world would they not spend $500 to $700 more to get something that actually benefits themselves?
Yeah.
You know? And I had a huge compliment last night, because last night you asked me so I love helping people and being able to solve their problems. But also last night I got a call from an agent who had done some business with me, and I just hadn't seen her, and I tried to find her, and and anyway, she had stepped back for a while. She's back, and she called me last night because she's closing on her new home next week.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And she said, I mean, it's been over a year. It's been and she said, everything you said you would do, you did. And she said, and I was blown away, because anyway, that's
a big deal. Congratulations. I appreciate that. That's well deserved. I know you work hard for your relationships, your people. I know that all that is connected. So good job.
Well, and realtors have to be able, it's sort of like a doctor. The doctor has to be able to count on the anesthesiologist and the radiologist and the people running the machines and the nurses and the PAs.
It truly is a village.
Right. Well, realtors have to be able to count on their mortgage people and their title people and their warranty people. I mean, they can't be worried about that. When they hand something over, it's too much anyway. And so I want to be that trusted
advisor. I love that. So that's what I guess that is my last, I think that's one of my last questions. I'm looking at my list here. How can we support you more? Be selfish, like tell us what you need. Tell us what we can do better to support you to, I mean, you have goals, you have ambitions, you're doing this not for the giggles of it. You know, I know you love doing it, but we all have to set goals and hit them. So what can we do to support you and your business at a higher level?
You know, I would really like just to have the opportunity to visit with people, to answer their questions. I would like to say, just as everybody in this group, if I say, are all realtors the same? You're gonna all go, absolutely
No.
not. Well,
Yeah.
guess what? All home warranties aren't either.
Yeah.
And so, if people would open their minds just a little bit, and you know, even if you've got you've been using somebody for a long time, I'm okay to be the bridesmaid.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I agree. Being second choice is actually fine. I'm okay
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. So
I think that's a good point. I think warranties unfortunately get a bad rap because they're not sexy. They're not like, you know, there's nothing, you know, sleek and sophisticated. I mean, it's a lot of fine print.
it
I
is.
mean,
But look, these came in the mail today. These
oh
are
yeah.
okay. These are service cards for the past week.
Dang,
Okay.
that's a lot. That's thick. That's a
Well,
lot.
and you know, it's like, you know, $1,200, $200, but there are a few that are thousands. And like this guy in Smithfield, Virginia, who paid for the warranty, he paid for the top of the line one, 700.
Yeah.
He have paid out in 3 months $4,874 in claims for him. So I think he probably thinks
I
that was
think he's happy. Yeah.
yeah, he thinks seven. And guess what? His realtor, she's
Oh,
really
rock star. Yeah. I mean, if you go to Vegas, put $700 down and make $4,000 a plus on return, that's a good ROI for sure.
Agreed. So, and I'm fun too. So
yes, you absolutely are. Well, I know you're a busy lady. I appreciate you squeezing me in. We love having you a part of our family, and you know, you're always hanging out with us, and you're posting on social media, and you're answering our calls and our texts. So I really appreciate you. And so we'll just any final thoughts before I kind of end the recording and let everyone have the opportunity to hear what you have to say.
you know what? It's hump day. It's I prefer to say that this is Wondrous Wednesday.
I love that.
And you know, thank you, Drew, because I knew you from prior to, and
yes,
you have
we've been hanging out for a while now. Yeah,
but you have a talent and an ability and a gift. You really do. And I mean, you work at it. You also have a gift that you work to polish and to shine. And what your business changed to Freedom Companies, what it offers such a broad range, so many more people. I mean, there's everybody listening would agree with me. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Well, I would ditto that. Like, you have a gift, and again, just knowing now you're kind of even just this surface scratch of your past experience. You have so many talents, gifts, experience. It just helps communication. It helps relationships. It saves deals. It all is in a bundle package. So I appreciate you. All right. Well, bye.
Wondrous Wednesday. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.